Hey, so I just wanted to come on here and do a quick video about Trent Ballinger, because if you know my channel, you know I talk a lot about disability and ableism and how society treats disabled people, and I believe that is very relevant in this situation. So if you do not know, Trent Ballinger is one of Colleen Ballinger's siblings, and he is deaf, and he got a cochlear implant a few years ago, which is very controversial, and I'm not gonna get into that because I am not deaf, so I don't feel like I should really weigh in on that. But it is alleged that Trent was interacting with underage fans and people in private messages, in DMs, and specifically with somebody named Oliver, who he allegedly basically groomed, like Colleen did to some of her fans. Allegedly, he would talk to them about their sexuality. He made a joke like, sleep tight, don't let the sexuality bite. He nicknamed this person he pod, which is really gross for a grown adult to nickname a child, unless it's like your child, but he has nothing to do with this child, so it's really gross that he would do that. He would talk to them, like ask them if they were dating anybody. He edited pictures of them, which shows he is like infatuated, obsessed with this child. But a lot of people are saying that since Trent is deaf, he is special needs, and that he cannot be held accountable for these actions. First of all, if you've been to my channel before, you know that I do not use terminology like special needs. It is unnecessarily euphemistic, which basically means it is trying to like dance around disability to put a positive spin on disability. But if disability is not inherently negative, which is what I believe and a lot of other disability activists believe, then there is no need to put a positive spin on it. Sorry, I just wanted to move that. So, first of all, they're saying that which is ableist and infantilizing, basically saying that because Trent is deaf, he cannot understand the ramifications of his actions, which is BS, because deaf people, like, being deaf does not mean you don't understand the ramifications of your actions. Now, some people are claiming Trent has Down syndrome or some sort of intellectual disability. Number one, there is no proof to back this up. Nobody in his family that I know of has ever said he has an intellectual disability. And even if he does have an intellectual disability, it is pretty clear from his interactions with Oliver that he knew this was wrong, because he would say things like, I'm not supposed to be talking to people under the age of 18, and I can't wait until you turn 18, and blah, blah, blah. So that shows to me that even if we are to argue he has an intellectual disability, which I don't believe it is appropriate to speculate on if somebody has a disability that they have not come forward about. But even if I were to entertain those arguments, it is pretty clear to me from his interactions that he understood that this was not something he was supposed to be doing, but he did it anyway. Just because somebody is disabled does not mean they should get a free pass on their bad behavior, especially when it endangers somebody, especially if it endangers children, which I believe Trent did by engaging in conversations he should not have with children. And also, I think this shows a bigger problem with Colleen's family. She has one brother who is a family vlogger. She has Trent, who did this, and she has Rachel, who is also a YouTuber who was friends with JoJo Siwa while she was like 12 years old. So I think this shows that this entire family, to me, is just very messed up, and they really need to stop. Obviously, they need to stop, like, no shit, Erica. But I really hate that whenever disabled people do things that are bad, number one, the ableist will come out and will turn them into, like, this is because they're disabled, or number two, the other people that, by the way, this is also ableism, but they will infantilize them and be like, oh, he has the mental age of blah, 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 which, by the way, mental age is not a real thing. There is no real way to test it or quantify it. It is just a way for non-disabled people to justify controlling disabled adults and mistreating them and not allowing them to have autonomy over their own lives. So on the surface, it may not seem like a big deal that people are arguing that Trent Ballinger has special needs, so we need to stop trying to hold him accountable. But really, I believe this is indicative of a bigger issue in which we do not treat disabled people as people. Part of being treated like a person is being held accountable for your actions and they're bad. Like, I think a lot of people think that, like, disability rights and liberation and all of that it is just about the positive aspects. It's about accessibility and being included and employment and being able to get married. And yes, it is about those positive aspects, but it is also about the negative aspects too, and not being babied or sheltered from the consequences of somebody's own actions. And that is basically all I had to say today. I know the YouTuber Ricky Pointer, who's deaf, has also made a video on this. I have not watched that video yet because I wanted to get my thoughts out before I listen to her, because I didn't just want to regurgitate somebody else's thoughts. But I will definitely watch that after this, and if I think it is good, I will link it under this video if I remember. So don't think I'm being shady if I forget to link it, but yeah. But thank you for listening to my thoughts. If you learned something or it resonated with you, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you have not already and you would like to see more of my content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.